It's the Tinkin Editor and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make a real cast, and you can also make a splint, and it's hard. It's not flexible. This is a splint. I do not have my cast, and this is for the cast yet. And this is for your what's this called? No, I'm just kidding. This is for your thumb. Or you can use it for your wrist, I guess, if you wanted to like use it for your finger or something. I don't know what. And I honestly have no idea. But here's how to make it. So I'm just starting out with a base of Elmer's Glue All. I added some flour in, and I already did this because I was too lazy to plug my camera in earlier today, so I was charging my camera. And I dyed it pink so I can make a pink cast because I don't like color. You're also going to need some TP, a sock, optional gauze, it's optional, and if you have it, a colorful lace bandage. If you don't have it, a regular lace bandage. If you don't have that, some type of elastic thingy. And if you don't have any of those, just use TP. It just won't get super hard. And finally, if you have it, a blow dryer. But this is also one of those unnecessary things. So did I say sock? Because you're gonna need a sock. Now, if you want an elbow cast, you're going to need a really long sock, or you can use like I guess you could use an average size sock. And the way you're going to do that one is just make sure the heel is at your elbow. And then like voila, here's the perfect form. But if you're not making an elbow cast, then obviously don't do that. You want to give yourself a lot of room though, so what I like to do, where'd my scissors go? Oh, here they are. I would put this on, and I would say this should be fully covering your elbow up here, and then you can choose, and try to choose it more up high, where you want your thumb hole to be, and just poke a hole, and then you can stretch it out later. So let me just get my thumb hole. Now here's the only thing. You're going to have a bunch of access room over by the heel. Cut it off. Just cut it off. Replace this section with a small amount of TP. And this is optional, but it will just help get all the wrinkles out if you do cut this off. And the TP is just area of padding for what we just cut off. So just cut it off. It's just better to do. There we go. And now it's just like a little slip, but I mean, it's filled in pretty well, I would say. And yeah. Now take your gauze, or you can also use TP for this section, and just begin to wrap this part. I advise that if you're doing this, I'm just assuming, but I really should not be assuming you are actually injured, but I mean, let's be real, you probably aren't. So I would say wrap this around the injured area or the fake injured area, which obviously would be your wrist. So just cut a little thumb hole, go through the wrist, go through the hand, and go at least up to the space of the arm where you cut the hole. And yeah, secure that down with a little bit of our glue solution, or like a piece of medical tape or something. It's all your choice. And then if you want to, the rest of the way, only if you want to, apply some toilet paper. But I mean, you don't have to. And also your cast, if you only want it to be this tall, then only make it that tall. Or you could probably even stretch the gauze out even more. So do what you feel comfortable doing, that you're not cutting off circulation, but it is snug. And if you're not actually hurt, then I guess it really does not need to be super snug. Just do it to your liking. Now here's the reason why it doesn't really matter too much how high you get the gauze up. Don't unfold on me, Mr. Gauze. Because you're just going to fold this over until you reach the gauze, or if you did gauze it all the way up, fold it over to your liking. And for a real cast, which we all know I've had, I happen to be an expert at breaking a lot of bones, it goes up to about your elbow. So you would do it here, and then the wrist area also just fold back. So it should look something like this. Please don't mind that little pink splotchy right. Now take your bandage, whatever you're using, and cut a nice hole in it. FYI, none of these products are going to be reusable to this, but I don't really care because I got this at Dollar Tree. But if you care about these products, I advise not doing this. And then just make another cut. You just want to measure about where you want the cut. Hold that place. And do a nice little snippy down there. And then same wrapping technique. You want it to be snug, but not too tight. That is like the most important thing. Rather the cast is real or fake. It's gotta be snug, but it can't be too tight. So you don't want this, basically. So that just probably means you cut it a little too far up, but that's okay, it will get filled in. The wrapping technique, this part is pretty much up to you. Just don't cut off your blood circulation, and if something happens, this is not my fault. Make this cast at your own risk. Or at your own wrist. Intense cutting. Intense cutting montage. And if you feel anything that's too snug, too tight, whatever your problem is, snip it, get it rid, get it out of there. If it's too tight, that's not good. You want to feel comfortable in this. So if you don't, then that's not good. It can even go all the way back down to the sock. But just go ahead and gently, I quote, gently apply your bandage, especially if your arm is injured. Make it nice and gentle. And I'm really sorry, this is going to be a super, super, super long video. Because this is actually probably the most precise video I'll ever do. And you guys can't tell half the things I'm doing in it. Because I suck at filming. But little do you know, I try to make good YouTube videos. Watch that video if you have not seen it, because it is quite hysterical. It's Little Do You Know parody, and it tells you a bunch about me. Okay, and just wrap this up to the desired point of where you want it. This part is where it's going to get a little tricky. You might want to do, I would recommend doing the hand twice actually. The wrist area. Precise, precise, precise. Oh, I just scratched myself. And if you want to know any substitutes or have any questions about this, comment them down below. And as you can tell, I really honestly suck at doing this. Like, I'm making numerous amounts of holes just to find out each of them failed miserably. Here we go. I think we may finally have something going on. And then finally, you may get to see something that looks kind of like an outline of a cast. And then here's the fun part. This is basically, oh no. This next part is pretty much paper mache. So you may find out you put the sock too high. You don't have enough bandage to cover it up. Yeah. And this doesn't need to be perfect, because I mean, casts are not perfect. This is basically paper macheing the cast to your arm, making it hard. Important things in life, you guys. And this is the part where you can like tuck away edges and stuff. Anything that doesn't look perfect, you should smooth out now. Should hopefully be able to smooth parts out. And this will honestly look like a real plaster. It's not going to look like a fiberglass. I hate to break that to you guys. That's just really hard to do unless you have fiberglass. You can just fill the sock in if you want. Once you have the whole thing coated, then you can just kind of have fun. You can do a few underneath, you know, if you want to. Honestly, have fun with it, you guys. This video is for fun, not for you guys to get stressed out that your cast looks bad. Because, oh, and your thumb will probably get a little bit dirty. So yeah, now comes the funnest part. Let me just wash it. Okay, oh my god, I just got on my pants. What? Okay. Blow dry it to make it hard. Fun time. She's just a blow dryer and she's lovely. And they start to warm up inside. Dry, if you can make like a finger imprint. Just you can test it. If it's still sticky, good, you know. Now, after the blow drying, like any cast, this will take 15 minutes to set, but 24 hours to fully harden. And also what I was going to say, if you want to, now that you're done with that, you can fold this over and look how realistic this looks. And it will get hard like this. I really like the color too. So I'll check in with you guys in about 15 minutes.